Hey everyone, I'm a big fan of Terrifier 1, 2, and 3, and last night I saw Terrifier 3. It was opening night. I usually don't do that for movies. I can't think of the last movie that I actually was excited to see on opening night and actually went to go see it. That's why this one's a little different for me, and I know it's a lot different for a lot of people who just really like the franchise. Now, I'm going to do my best not to give any spoilers or anything. I'm just going to talk in generalities. Basically, cut to the chase. I had high expectations for Terrifier 3, and I was kind of worried. I said, you know what, even if this movie is good, my expectations are so high that I think I'm going to be disappointed. But you know what, I wasn't. I had high expectations, and for me, they were met. I was a little worried that it was going to be kind of heavy on the supernatural side and not too, well, let's call it Terrifier-like. But you know what? There were some supernatural type aspects in it, but it's really the Terrifier you know and love. It was actually kind of more like the first one in a lot of ways to me than the second. And one of the things I really like about Art is how he's got so much personality. You know, some people who don't know any better might try and say he's kind of like, like Jason or Michael Myers, but those movies, well, I think they kind of suck because you just got this guy who has like no personality, no interaction, no nothing, and he just goes around killing people in the most boring, dull, formulaic ways possible. Art's got personality. Art's got creativity, and can I tell you something? The personality, the creativity, and the sense of humor were on display. I can't think of many horror movies that you go into, and they give you all the horror you want, but they make you laugh too. And there are some scenes in this movie that if you don't laugh, there's something wrong with you. You have no sense of humor. And let's just say it didn't disappoint. Definitely worth the money and worth watching. Now, like I said, we went opening night last night. I got my $14 worth. Let me tell you, very very good movie. And when it comes out, for home consumption, I'll buy a copy just like I bought a copy of 1, I bought a copy of 2. Now, with that said, the director, Damien Leone, I got to tell you, I think he's probably one of the brightest people in Hollywood. His first movie, I think he spent $35,000 on it. And I think I made I was just read before I made this video, made like $480,000. Where I went to school, $480,000 is a lot more than $25,000. But guess what? That was the box office. Who knows how much it made afterwards on DVD sales and Netflix and all this other stuff. Needless to say, I think he did okay from it financially, and so did his backers. The second movie, I believe it was like the budget was like $200,000, and he made $16 million box office. And then all of a sudden now I'm seeing all this Terrifier stuff at Spirit Halloween and where else? Hot Topic and stuff. I got to tell you, I don't know this guy. Never met the guy. I mean, I know he does conventions and stuff, but I normally don't go to that stuff. But I am happy for him because to me, this guy is just doing it right. I had seen an interview with him or read an interview. I forget. I read a lot of stuff. And evidently, after he spent $250,000 to make Terrifier 2, studios approached him and said, hey, why don't you make it with our studio? And he quickly found out that they were going to try and basically put a cap on everything great about the movie. Now, if you didn't know it, and I didn't realize it till after I saw it, Terrifier 3 is unrated. Yeah, it's unrated. What does that tell you? I'm telling you, you're in for some good stuff. So it's unrated, and he basically said they wouldn't have gone along with a lot of the stuff he wants to do. So from what I'm seeing, when he makes these movies, the only boss he really has is himself. No matter what kind of unusual, crazy, wacky stuff he wants to do, he just does it. And he doesn't have anybody to answer to. Who the heck would want them to answer to, right? Now, I was reading today that they're projecting that Terrifier 3 will make almost $16 million this opening weekend. The budget was $2.5 million. That's why I think he's probably one of the smartest guys in Hollywood. He spent $2.5 million to make a freaking movie, and in the first weekend he made $16 million. And you know what? Is anyone surprised? I'm not surprised. I figured he'd make a ton of money off this movie, and that's not including all the other stuff he made. I am really happy for him and anyone else like him who doesn't fill their movies with a lot of crap CGI and all this other stuff that's unnecessary to the point where people don't even look human anymore. It's just very real, very basic. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the effects are good and everything. Everything's fine. It's a great film, but like, you don't need all this crap. Now, I saw an article today, and it compared the new Joker movie to Terrifier, and evidently the new Joker movie, which I have no interest in seeing, cost $200 million to make. Again, Terrifier $2.5 million, and this weekend, Terrifier made more than Joker. Even if Joker makes like $150 million, that's pretty good, right? If it makes $150 million, it still loses $50 million bucks. Terrifier, if Terrifier makes $150 million, that's about 60 times what he spent. And who knows? Like I said, I'm just happy for the guy, and I'm happy for anyone who operates like he does, because they're actually like making an interesting movie, a fun movie, and they're just putting the basic stuff in that you need. They're not putting crap in. As a little aside, I had to sit through like 5 or 6 previews before the movie, which, you knew that's coming. One of them, I don't know what this movie was about. All I can tell you is just the effects in it for like the minute and a half the preview was on were dizzying. I really hate that crap. That's why I don't like Marvel movies. I don't like a lot of the new sci-fi movies, because it seems like they spend all their attention on using the newest, coolest computer software to generate stuff, and it's freaking dizzying, and it distracts from the movie itself and the characters and all that good stuff, Like I said, not to get off on this too much, but again, Terrifier was just great. If you liked 1 and you liked 2, I think you're going to like 3. I got to tell you, I think I actually liked 3 a little bit more than 2. I think so. It's kind of hard to imagine, though, that Terrifier 1 has already been out like 8 years now. I was just checking that out today because when Terrifier came out, I don't think I saw it when it first came out. I probably saw it after it had been out for like maybe a couple of years. And we saw this, this thing pop up on like either Amazon Prime or something like that. And it was about this, homicidal clown. I'm like, hey, what's better than that? So we were watching it, and I'm like, this is a good movie. So I remember, like, once in a while, like, people would talk about films they'd seen. It's like, hey, there was this one called Terrifier that was really good. But then when part 2 came out, I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to watch part 1 again. So I'm going to watch part 1 again, part 2, and there you go, I'm hooked. And a bunch of friends we have also are too. So I think he's got something very special going on here, and I hope he basically tells all the movie companies, the big movie companies, where to go, which I have a feeling he will, and he just kind of stays on his own because he's got some good stuff coming up. Well, that's enough for now, and I will talk to you later. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, this backdrop right here that you're looking at, that's actually a little part of a box that I cut out because I actually have the 6'2" Spirit Halloween animatronic, and yeah, my wife likes him so much, she's just going to keep him up year round. We're going to put a hat on him for Christmas. Maybe we'll put a little pilgrim hat on for Halloween. And, I don't know. Maybe we'll put a little ball cap on him for the summertime so he keeps the sun out of his eyes. Not sure. But anyway, have a good one, guys. Talk to you later.